Okay, I've been trying to get this angle right for a while and it's not really working. Right here though. Oh my God. Seriously, I really need a tripod. Ah! Okay, this is so annoying. YouTube things. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney and today I'm doing a sit down video and I just wanted to talk about something that a lot of people ask me about, and it's something that kind of has definitely been a journey, one that a lot of people find interesting, a lot of people question, a lot of people wonder why. A few weeks ago on my Instagram, I was talking about it. I thought, you know what? I might just do a little YouTube video on this because so many people are always so curious about why on earth I would want to partake in the sober curious journey. I did write a blog post on this after my 6 months of being sober curious was up. I will link that down below in the description bar. That was like fresh, like as soon as I finished the 6 months, I wrote it, and yeah, a pretty insane experience. So I just wrote about all the things in there. This was a movement that I stumbled upon through Instagram. Ruby Warrington wrote a book about it, and she was kind of the first person that I really heard talking about being sober curious. And a lot of people are like, what the heck is sober curious? Some people find that offensive. Some people find it really interesting. They have no idea what it means. I wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit more about it. I don't have the definition in front of me of what she writes about, but for me, being sober curious was something I wanted to try. I wanted to not say that I was gonna be sober for the rest of my life. I wanted to know what it felt like to consciously be sober. That meant no alcohol, no drugs, no weed. Am I allowed to say that on here? No, none of it. So I wanted to be completely sober and yeah, feel all the feels. When I started this, it was on April 20th, 2019. I said to myself, this was the last night that I was going to drink, and I went out with my friends. Definitely had a little bit too much, as we do, but I knew that that was gonna be, in my mind, I was like, this is gonna be the last time that I drink for a while. I don't think I actually fully believed myself. And then the next day I woke up and I obviously felt like crap. So I was like, I'm doing it. 6 months from this day forward, I am not having a sip of alcohol, nothing. I'm sober. Now, I want to preface this because I don't consider myself at all in any part of my life to have been an alcoholic, somebody who drinks like every day. Like, that wasn't for me. The reason why I wanted to go on this journey was basically because, like I said before, I was curious about what that would feel like. How would it impact my body, my health, my mind? For my mental health, it was one of the things that I needed to explore it for the most. I really struggle with a lot of anxiety, and after I drink and when I drink, I get lots of big emotions, you know, because like I've got a lot of emotions in the first place. So when I drink, they're very amplified. I didn't want to have anxiety every time I was hungover, and I didn't want hangovers to last 3 days. Like, I was so done with feeling like that, and like it was just interrupting my life, and it was just getting to a point where I was like, this is so much on my body, and like I can't work out, like I can't write. And at that point I was like writing a lot and wanting to just really be creative, and I didn't have the opportunity to do that because I was wasting so much time feeling like crap in my bed or in the washroom, like feeling sick and just like eating things that were not good for me. So I wanted to really go down this road and just try it out. That 6 month journey was interesting. So April 20th to October 20th was my 6 month of no alcohol, nothing. So I really committed myself to it. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And it was interesting because when I started telling people about it, and there was a lot of questions that came up, like, why would you wanna do this? Like, what do you mean? Like, and people were kind of like, is this like one of those things that you say, like, I'm not gonna drink again for a while, and then like next Friday? I was like, no, I'm doing this. Again, like in my mind, I was kind of like, maybe. Like I remember saying to multiple people, well, if I get asked out on a date, I might have a glass of wine. During that 6 months, lots of things happened. A couple weeks after I had decided that I was gonna go on the Sober Curious journey, I got shingles at the age of 28 years old. And shingles is for like old people, sorry, but it's true. And like you get it when you're under a lot of stress. And it was so crazy because that was a really clear indicator of like things purging out of my body. Obviously at the time I was like, oh my God, why? Like, why am I getting shingles? And it was like, you're literally purging things out of your body. And I think not having alcohol to suppress really brought it out. That's another thing. I committed to being like, I'm gonna do this because I want to feel all my feelings. It's a good one, Court, yeah. Literally felt all the feels, like all of them. In that 6 months, I got shingles. I moved out of my apartment. I didn't have a place to live when I had moved. I went and house sat in a place, and I was like completely by myself. It was the first time I was like living alone in this house in the middle of like the woods. It was gorgeous, it was beautiful, quiet. So lots of stuff was coming up. I also met someone during that time. No, I didn't have anything to drink at all, like I said I was going to. At the beginning, that was my like teeter. I was like, if I meet someone and it's right, like of course I'm gonna have a glass of wine or whatever. And the craziest part about this is that he just really respected it. So it was something that I never felt like I had to do or I wanted to do. It was a goal that I stuck with. Yeah, it was just crazy. And like to think back to being like, I was like, of course I'll have a drink. I was like, no, like I didn't need to. Taking alcohol out of the factor of like meeting someone new and like kind of starting some form of a relationship is definitely a different experience when you've never done that before. Because let's face it, a lot of us like to start relationships with alcohol. Yeah, he was awesome and really supportive. And there were a few times that I kind of had the craving come up. In the summer, there was once when we went camping and it was just with a bunch of people sitting on the beach in Tofino, and I was like, oh, this would be a perfect time. And I had a realization in that moment, oh, this would be a good time to drink. If I were gonna bring alcohol back into my life, this is perfect. You're not in a party scene, you're not like going crazy out there, you're just chilling with your friends. It's a really good time to just like connect, and you don't need it, but if it was a time to do it, you could just be chill and like have a cider, you know? When September came around, there was a couple things that happened. This is when I noticed I was like craving, like dying for a large bottle of wine. I could almost smell it. I was like, I need this, I want it. And it was close to the end because my October 20th was the end of the 6 months. The end of August, moving into September, I had went through a bit of a rough time. We're not gonna get into all of that, but I basically went through a bit of a, I'm gonna call it catalyst for growth, okay? I said I wanted to feel all the feels, so the universe gave me a big old bag and was like, let's see how you deal with this one, which would cause anyone to want to drink. Like, obviously, okay? If it sucks, like it's not fun. Like when your heart is hurting, it's like, of course I want something to make it feel better. And there were days where I was like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like, and like I said, I could smell the red wine, like rosé was in my nose. Like, just wanted to do like on a Friday night, like have a drink. It finally came like the end of the 6 months and I did it. I didn't have a sip of alcohol, nothing during that 6 month time frame. I was very proud of myself. Then I kind of was like, okay, what do I want to do from here? One of the biggest things that I realized is like, you can actually sit with your feelings. Sometimes they are super dark. Like, my mental health was probably the worst that it was within September and October. I had so many anxiety attacks, so many days where I was like bawling my eyes out in a ball on the ground, on the bathroom floor, just like couldn't get up, calling my family, being like, I feel like, they were dark days. And through all of this, I didn't drink at all. It goes to show that like, we really have been conditioned to turn to alcohol and turn to things to like help us and quick fix medicine. But the only way to get through something is to actually go through it. You have to feel through it. For me, I have numbed a lot of things out. During that time where I was feeling pretty dark, I realized a lot of what I was feeling was stuff from a really long time ago. It needed space to come up to be healed, and I can see that now. I learned how to live a life that doesn't involve alcohol. I still got to be social. I met new people. I realized things about myself that like were not fun to learn about, but I did it. Now, here's the burning question that everyone loves to ask me. So do you drink? Are you still drinking? Like, you don't drink at all? It's a good question because I don't even really know. I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not completely ruling it out. Do I want to have alcohol again in the future? Yes. I want to go on a date and I want to have wine and I want to sit on the porch in the sun with my friends and have a drink and not feel guilty about it. I am learning that I don't have to have a lot. I don't have to go above and beyond on this. I can also say no. I got really strong on my no. I got really good at using my voice and just saying like, no, I don't want to. As of right now, I haven't had a drink since December. So it's been a long time. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up here because now I'm just rambling. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things that YouTubers say that I am still really getting used to because it's weird. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.